Hey, what's up, y'all? Welcome back to episode 3 of this Riverside Woodie that I've been working on. And I actually have a name for this now. Most likely it's going to be called Wrong Turn. Um, that is after the horror movie called Wrong Turn, which was actually filmed or supposedly takes place in the county where I was born in West Virginia, Greenbrier County. But it actually wasn't filmed there. It's pretty obvious, anyone who was born there, that it wasn't filmed there. But anyway, I really like horror movies, so I decided to name it after that, just because it's supposed to be set in the area where I was born. And like I said in the previous videos, it came to me in a dream. It was supposed to be kind of an old wooded area where there was an underground bunker and so forth. There's a little stream here. There's going to be a bridge across the stream, and we are going to be building that bunker, I believe, in SketchUp. If I can do it, I can do some work in SketchUp, fairly simple stuff. I think a bunker should be fairly easy. The really difficult part will be integrating it into the landscape and NoLimits so that it looks correct. So we'll work on that. But you see, for now, what I did was import the coaster itself into NoLimits 2, and I ran a D pump on the entire thing. So it's pretty smooth now, and I'm just doing the auto supports and doing the terrain around the ride. So obviously this is meant to be a terrain ride, so that's very important. I love terrain coasters. I think most people do. What I'm trying to do here is actually get a little bit of texture in the river itself, the stream itself. I wanted it to look like the water was actually flowing. So I was using a waterfall texture I've had for years. I downloaded it from some dude on YouTube. Dude, I can't remember your name. I'm sorry. It's been years since I got this, and I've never really seen anyone else use it. It works fairly well in certain circumstances for creating a waterfall. I thought I might be able to turn it sideways and just get a kind of a flow look to this river, but ultimately, it didn't work out too well, so I spent a little bit of time doing this, and I decided to change the course of the river, but ultimately it just didn't work out too well, so I'm going to have to think of a different way to do that. When I was reviewing this footage before I started recording, I actually thought of another way I might be able to do it, so in the next episode, we'll do that. So I'm going to, for right now, I'm just putting those in place to see what it looks like, and it looks like total crap, and riding it, see what it looks like from the ride itself, and it just wasn't working out right. But I'm pretty certain that I have another idea for how we can do it, so we'll see about that. So we start doing the landscape. I didn't really intend for this to be a terrain coaster other than the first drop and obviously the underground portions. But I decided to go ahead and reroute the river just a little bit. And then I also went ahead and made some of the other portion of the ride a little bit more terrainish, even though in reality the entire thing is flat except for the portions underground and the portions going up the hill. The rest of it, I just decided to build up the terrain around it a little bit, because I always think it's really interesting when a ride is really heavily influenced by its terrain. Something along the lines of Boulder Dash or something like that. I love that ride. I love the setting of it. It's one of, to me, almost in terms of the setting itself, it's almost a perfect coaster, just because I love how all the trees are just right up on the ride, and you just, when you go up the lift hill and you make that first turn at the top, you just feel like you're in the woods. I just love that. So I decided to do something very similar here. So it's following the terrain, and it's on the side of a mountain almost. I wasn't really this isn't really what I intended to do at first, but I decided, as you're going along and you're building your ride and so forth, just little things come up that maybe you can solve in a different way. So the stream issue just kind of led me to do this. So we're going to finish this up just in terms of doing some terrain. We'll start placing a few trees, and for the next few episodes, this is what we'll be doing. We'll just be doing the general look of the ride, trying to get it up and running. You can see I also changed the color of it, got the color straightened out. I like the look of this. It is supposed to be a new coaster, so I didn't want to go with a dark wood that looked like it had been weathered. So this is supposed to be a fairly new ride, so I went with a lighter color. So what's coming up on the channel now? I know I've been saying I'm sorry. I have been working a lot lately. I've been working a lot at nights, a lot on the weekends. I've got a huge project at work. I've got a lot more responsibility now, a lot more people under me, so I've just got a lot to do, so it's really affecting my time. I've heard people say that over the years on their channels about how their studies or their work or whatever take up their time, but unfortunately it is hard to balance work with a social life and all that sort of thing, and then also doing this. So I'm doing the best I can right now. We will try to get a little more regular on the updates. I know that I have still some things to show people at FVD, and I'd like to finish this up. I've got a lot of ideas for things coming up. I've got reviews to do. I've been to quite a few parks since the last time I did a review, so I want to do that because I actually enjoy doing that. I got some nice footage. I went to Six Flags Great Adventure the other day, had a great time for the Fright Fest, although it was jam-packed, and I got some nice nighttime footage of El Toro, so I want to do that. But otherwise, that's going to be about it for this session. I will do a little bit of glamour, a little glamour shot, and then that will be it. So take care and enjoy the ride.